Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hi. And welcome everybody to a live stream that is happening because I just hit 1,000 subscribers and it's really freaking exciting. I've never had anything like this before and I'm just enjoying it and riding the wave and yeah, making some videos and still doing a little bit more content. I do have some fresh clips from some of my favorite judges kind of chosen for us here, and yeah, so I've got to get my life in order because my life's not in order at all. Hey everybody, how's it going? Look, I can do things. See that? I can do things. Thank you for the congrats. Thank you for the congrats. And hey, K-Bark. My buddy. My buddy. So. Oh. I have questions. I have lots of questions. Lots and lots of questions. All right. How does everybody feel about starting off with Judge Van? Is everybody cool with Judge Van? How do we feel about Judge Van? I'm thinking we'll start with the Judge Van lightning round from yesterday that I did some editing on this afternoon. Then we'll do a little breather with Judge Webster doing a kind of cute little fish and wildlife. There's been some heavy court and news stuff going on today. We'll try and keep it as light as possible. The very end of the stream is where I have put the Sov Sit case, right? That Mike did earlier. I went ahead and just I kind of isolated it myself because I wanted to put it on my channel too, and I didn't want to steal Mike's content, so I just went ahead and did an isolation for myself just to post it up and have that video on my channel too. So yeah, I have that at the very end of the stream. If y'all haven't seen it, we can all watch that together. I know a lot of people have already seen that. If you have seen it, just tell me and we can just not worry about that. But yeah, let's start with Judge Van, right? You can never, ever go wrong with Judge Van. I am scared that I've already watched a couple of these. But let's just see what happens when I hit play all.
Miss Fanbro, I don't like to be muted.
Grown folks talking.
I like to hear everything. Oh, well, then go ahead and mute me for the rest of the day.
You know you couldn't do this without me.
I wouldn't want to.
Oh, look at you being nice already.
See? I can be.
Yeah.
Contrary to popular opinion.
I know, right? They don't think I'm nice either, but I try.
This is you trying?
Yeah, look.
I mean, if this is you trying, I hate to see you not trying.
I'm always nice.
Somebody in here. How could it be next?
Somebody come in. He speak. One of them speak. I ain't gonna even start this.
Mr. Kempf?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Kempf, you're really for a violation of community control or failing to comply. You understand those charges?
Yes, sir.
All right, your attorney is here on your behalf. Ms. Stewart?
Yes, Your Honor. I have a lot of information regarding his ties to the community, but Judge Stevenson has ordered him held without bond. And I know that you don't have the ability to change that this afternoon. We do, Mr. Kemp, have a meeting with you scheduled for the jail tomorrow afternoon. So Mr. Morris will be out there to talk to you at that time, where we will go over possible motions to be filed with Judge Stevenson to reconsider the hold without bond. Unfortunately, Judge Fan just can't do anything this afternoon on that.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
You're ordered held without bond. Your court date's gonna be September the 27th at 9 o'clock. Good luck, sir.
All right, thanks.
Wait, step to your right to the T. When the light comes on, sign. Next.
Maybe a 1 and a 2.
Yes. Yes, I agree. I completely
And a
agree.
B.
Step on the X, ma'am.
Something
Yes,
that would
ma'am.
make sense. Not an X to a T. I tried. Ms. Burton, how you doing, ma'am?
I'm all right, sir.
Ms. Burton, you're fully court charged with disorderly conduct. You understand that charge, ma'am?
Yes, I do.
Ms. Burton, I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, finds you do qualify for the services of the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and
Thank
appoint the public defender to represent
you.
you, so you have an attorney
Yay,
now.
I-
Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy, criminal history?
20 criminal mischief resisting domestic, 13, 14, and 16.
Can everybody hear okay?
Burton, I'm going to give you a court
I
date
wanna make sure.
tomorrow, August 23rd at 8:30, and put a $1,000 bond on you. We'll see you in the morning, okay?
Okay.
Oh, step to your right, ma'am.
Man, read it.
My name is
State your
actually
name.
David.
Ms. Beckworth.
Lone Wolf is
violation
much
of
better.
pretrial release condition. You understand that charge, ma'am?
Yes.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes.
I'm confused. I'm the one that told you not to have contact with them.
That was yesterday.
Yeah,
That was just.
surely you wouldn't have disregarded an order from court. Okay. Held without bond, court dates tomorrow, August 23rd at 8:30. No contact, directly, indirectly, or through a third party. Maybe you'll.
The address in the bond case,
No need.
or you,
No
okay,
need.
step to your right.
No need. No need.
Next. State your name.
That's some killer hair. I don't know what she did.
Under the influence. You understand that charge?
Driving under influence, but that's some killer hair.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes.
Based on your application, finds you do qualify for the services of the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that? I gave you an attorney.
Same name.
Deputy, criminal history.
No,
Sorry.
What brings you down here from Atala?
My mom, she visits her best friend and she asked me to drive her down here. And I was gonna stay the night with them and then drive back up today.
Yes.
And come back in a week to pick her up and bring her back home. She can't take a long drive.
Okay. Bond
That's
15
Harley
Court
Ben,
date's going to be
not Harley
3rd,
Quinn.
Tomorrow morning at 8:30. Good luck, ma'am.
step to your right to the T. When the light comes on, sign. Next. Harper. Step on the red X, state your name.
Laura Harper?
Sorry for your fully court charge driving under the influence. You understand the charge, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Based on your application, I find that you do qualify for the services of the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that? Deputy, criminal history?
She shows no history.
I don't know where it is in here, but I know
ma'am.
there's a real
Release on
interesting.
pretrial release. You report to the pretrial release office before 9 o'clock. Actually, strike
I think
that.
it's right
You're gonna
after
report
this
tomorrow
one.
morning at 8:30. So August 23rd at 8:30, and then you're going to report the pretrial release after court tomorrow.
I didn't get to see every single one. I like scrubbed
Step
this
to your right to the
and
T.
isolated. I was like, let's get a chunk.
FedEx, ma'am, state your name.
Oh no, this isn't the one. I'll know her when I see her.
For the court on an in-state warrant, it's a failure to appear for a pretrial conference out of Taylor County, ma'am. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Taylor County has requested the honor of your presence. We're going to hold you for Taylor County. Ask the Bay County Sheriff's Office to get you back down there as quickly as possible. We're going to have you returnable to a first appearance judge here in Bay County if you have not already been transported before September the 5th.
Yes, sir.
All right, step down there. Step on the T. When the green light comes on, sign. Next. Next. What's your name? Step on the X right there for me. Face the TV. There you go. Now state your name.
Mr. Shepard, you're for the court charged disorderly intoxication. Do you understand the charge, sir?
Sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
Sir.
Deputy, criminal history?
No history, sir.
Oh wait, no. The one I'm thinking of is from today. That's
What brings you down here from Tennessee, sir?
On vacation.
Awesome. How long are you planning on staying?
that's vacation.
I leave, I'm out, or I'm going back home to Tennessee.
Well, the problem with that is I've got a court date for tomorrow. You gonna make that?
Yes, sir.
No. You a big Orange fan?
Orange fan.
Are you a Tennessee fan?
Oh, yes, sir. But I
Y'all, I'm
like,
so sorry.
I like the Titans more. Derrick Henry.
Okay. You know where Derrick Henry played ball at, right?
Oh,
That's my left
I'm gonna
one.
release
It's
you on your
just
unrecognizance.
partially degraded. Don't worry about
Court
it.
date's
Don't
gonna be
worry
tomorrow morning at 8:30.
about
August 23rd at 8:30. Come see me. We'll take care of this so you can get back to Tennessee.
Sorry.
Step
Roll
to your
Tide.
right to the T. Red X, sir. State your name.
Justin Williams.
Mr. Williams, before the court charge giving false information to a law enforcement officer in an accident. You understand that charge?
What, sir?
Do you understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yeah.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy, criminal history?
No history, sir.
Y'all want to say anything? You want to say anything? No, no, no. Don't say anything to him. Yeah. I don't. We don't need that.
I just like to say he is a good boy. He's never
Okay.
been in trouble, and he's
Yeah.
very respectful, so I don't really understand why happened.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just a bump in the road. All right, Mr. Williams, I'm going to release you on your unrecognizance. Your court date's going to be tomorrow morning, August the 23rd at 8:30. Good luck, sir. Y'all take care.
Step on the T. The light comes on, sign.
I like it. You should do that.
State your name, sir.
Oscar Parker.
Mr. Parker, before the court charges resisting officer without violence. Do you understand that charge, sir?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that? Deputy Criminal History.
He's just placed on probation at 21st on a felony drop.
Serious. Who's been messing up my paper? Oh. Where's my VOP paper? Got my no contacts.
And there's no stop sign. on that
Release
road.
of
He's telling, they don't have nothing to do with me. He's telling you something, sir.
What's that?
Sir, I stay on that road and there's no stop sign on that road.
Okay, well, that's not really the problem, Mr. Parker. Problem is,
There was no stop sign on the road? What? Wait, what?
They're saying that you fled from them.
Yes, sir, I did. Because
Ooh.
I was threatening my life.
Mr. Parker, you may want to talk to your lawyer about that.
He said, just talk to your lawyer about
Talk
that.
to your lawyer.
You got a case number for on the VOP?
233915 MM.
Don't talk about your case, please.
That's on me. I'll wear that one. I'll owe you a coffee. All right, on the resisting bonds 2,500. Court date's gonna be August the 23rd at 8:30. I'm signing a warrant for violation, case 233915. Good luck, Mr. Parker.
Step to your right to the T. One the light.
That young lady right there is gonna have the paperwork for you. Again, how often do you get called a young lady, Ms. Fambro? Am I the only person that does it?
You are not.
Okay, good. I'm glad. September the 21st is his return date. I might be the only one. that means it.
Only one that means it.
You just not gonna make it through one day.
I can't.
Just not.
They can't have one day. Not one day.
Look, when that snake bites you, do you blame the snake? No, he's doing what snakes do.
You're not gonna make it through a day. No matter how I try to be so professional.
Well, there's a mistake.
Professional.
No, he wasn't arrested for a stop sign.
Well, it's not
There was more to that case.
professional, and we can still banter back and forth.
He said some stuff about a stop sign, and it had nothing to do with anything.
State your name.
Michael Valentin Berea.
So your report starts to the law enforcement officer, the incident charge.
You
Yes,
understand?
sir. What happened was, my door got kicked in.
No. Nobody wants you to talk about the facts of your case because
Well-
everything we're doing in here is being recorded, and we don't want. Today's not the day for that. Today is just the day to set a bond and get you a court date. Okay?
We do kind of want you to talk about your case, but you should.
Charge against you, and it sounds like you do. You
Uh,
got a copy of your paperwork?
Yes,
You
but
see, what happened was,
I know. Yes, sir.
Didn't ask if it
it's
was.
never how you want to
That's
start your
what they
defense.
allege.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's and I recognize there's a key distinction there. I do.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
appreciate.
Yes, sir.
I do appreciate the distinction. It's my job to make sure you understand the charge, and that you've been giving paperwork. Also, that you've been advised of your rights. That's true.
I really don't understand the charge and why, since
I
I'm
agree.
the one that called and.
Okay. Well,
Yes, sir.
I mean, you know that there's video, right? Because I signed the
Yes.
warrant, so there's video of the whole thing. So just
Yes.
I signed the warrant.
move on with that, okay? All right. Based on your application.
That's not something you want to hear the judge say.
But the law
I signed the
recognizes
warrant.
may change, in which case you can reapply later. Any question about that?
No, sir.
All right. Deputy Criminal History.
Georgia Battery 19 and 23. Locally, there's a domestic by strangulation in 21 with the VLP this June.
All right. Bonds 2,500. Court date's tomorrow, August 23rd at 8:30. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T.
To you right there.
Next.
Jose. All
Hello,
right.
Your Honor.
I was gonna try to figure that last name out on my own, but why don't you go ahead and help me?
Well, everybody of not the Hispanic descent says Sustacia, so you could just call me Sustacia.
Okay. What would you say if you were introducing yourself?
I would say Sustaita.
I'm gonna go with Sustacia.
Yeah, that's why I give you that as a
You
first
do?
option.
Okay. It's very pretty when you say it, but my
I
tongue.
feel
is
like
not
we
used
missed
to-
something in that first
I
one,
wouldn't
but
be used to that.
we got a whole
Okay,
nother
we
van
are
set
on the
coming.
record in 2023 FG 18, State of Kansas versus Jose and Adrian Sustacia. Ms. Jill Gillette appearing for the state, Mr. Sustacia appearing in person and pro se. Sir, you're here on one count of voting without the proper number of life jackets or life.
Is it just me, or does he look like he's wearing a hat?
Class
I mean, I know he's not. That's hair.
misdemeanor.
That's not a hat.
Non-classified. It's a non-classified misdemeanor.
He didn't have the right size,
Have a 30-day sentence and a $500
life vest in his boat. I just talked all over the top
fine
of it, but
maximum.
it's what it all comes down to. He didn't have the right size life vest.
And
So it's not even that much of a misdemeanor.
have you been hearing me talk about the diversion? Is that something you want to look into?
Well, I mean, I'm a CDL holder, so I'm not in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about that insufficient life jackets, so we're out there at Fall River, and so we had grabbed some life jackets. And once we got pulled over on the water is when we realized we got the wrong life jackets. And so since that day, I mean, I went and I purchased 2 life jackets, and it was an honest mistake. I practice safety every day. I drive every day, even back then working construction, just, safety, it's a big thing. We got families and we got to make it home. And, it's just, it was just an honest mistake. We were just quick and eager to get on the water.
Okay.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This dude's honest as the day is long.
A nut.
Absolutely. This is
Set this over, and then if you
this is one of the best feel-good clips I've seen in a while. I love this.
Probably isn't, but it wouldn't hurt you to call.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how much would that ticket be if we were to plead guilty?
Ms. Gillette,
with
you want to answer that for him, what you would recommend? I've told you what I could impose. Ms. Gillette, do you have any recommendations if you want to resolve it today?
Judge, court cost and fee, I'm fine. I'm not asking for any underlying on this type of ticket.
Okay.
And I waive the prosecutor fee on most all my fishing game cases. So basically, I'm not asking for any jail time, only court costs and probably $100 fine. That's it.
How does that sound to you, Mr. Sustacia? $100 fine,
Well,
under court costs?
Yeah, I mean, that's fine, but I probably need a little bit of time because right now I'm kind of in a bind with all my bills, and I got other situations going on, and so I probably would need a little bit of time with my situation.
No, I can probably do that. So how do you plead to count one, voting without the proper number of life jackets?
Well, I have to plead guilty on that one.
Okay. So are you admitting that you didn't have the right number?
Yes, I did not have the
I agree,
right number
Northwest.
and or size.
The size was the issue. Okay.
Yes.
And this happened, you said, in Fall River on the Greenwood County side, July 16th of 2023.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is anyone making you enter this plea today by any kind of threats or promises other than what? Mr.
No, ma'am.
said? You understand you do have a right to trial that you'd be giving up?
Yes.
And do you understand you could also have the opportunity to talk to an attorney if you wanted to about this?
Yes, I understand.
And are you giving up that right as well?
Yes. All right.
That's kind of what I understood too.
All right, I will accept your plea and find you guilty. I'm going to give you a $50 fine and 108 court costs for a total due of $158, no jail time. Now, when do you want to pay that?
Within the next 30 days, I could make it happen.
All right, and 30 is enough, you think?
Yes, 30 will be plenty.
All right, I'm going to order that be paid in 30 days. I'm not going to order any pay or appear, but if you don't have it paid, your license will get suspended probably, and the private collection agent will come after you. So make sure you don't forget to pay it. And you can pay
Okay.
that online. Do you have the online site, or are you here locally?
No, I do not have no information on how to pay or any of that.
Are you around the Eureka area?
No, I'm from Wichita, Kansas.
All right, well, if you want to pay online, the website is called paykscourts.com. So PAY and then KS for Kansas, and then courts, COURTS.com.
.com. Okay.
I was kind of torn whether or not I needed to edit that out.
Would I have to put my like a case number in there or something?
I started thinking about it. I was like,
GW.
somebody wants to take his case number and put it in the website and pay it for him.
Okay.
Like, let them.
2023 FG for
Hypothetically.
Fish and Game. It's GW for the county, 2023 for the year, FG for Fish and Game. And then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So it's 0, 0, 0, 0. And then
Okay.
1, 8.
I agree,
All right,
everybody.
sorry, you were kind of cutting out. Can you
Okay.
repeat that again?
All right, so it's GW
All right,
for Greenwood
let this out.
County, GW. And
Okay.
then 2023 for the year,
Yes, ma'am.
FG for Fish and Game.
Correct.
That pay is 150.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll pay that as soon as possible. And thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, back to Judge Van, everybody. We're going back to
Always.
Florida.
Now I
We're
carry.
going back to
Thank you.
Florida.
All right.
Van is on.
And let's see, we have
State your name.
Ms. Bell, you're for the court charge conspiracy to introduce contraband or drugs into a detention facility. An introduction of drugs or contraband into a detention facility. Do you understand those charges?
No,
You don't understand the charges?
it's supposed to be conspiracy. There's no supposed to be an introduction charge.
Okay, well, they charge you with both. Have you been given copies of paperwork on both?
She does.
No,
You don't have a copy of the paperwork on the introduction?
no, sir.
It's all in the same paperwork. If you got paperwork for one, you got paperwork on both.
Check the next page.
She's holding paperwork in her hand and saying she doesn't have paperwork.
I don't.
It's right here.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the pages actually fit right together as if
I understand you've been
they're the
given
same
copies of
size and
paperwork
folded into
You're
each
right.
other.
Based on your application, if you do qualify, I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
Yes, sir.
Deputy, criminal history?
This is a true statement. Sans what's going on up here.
22
That's just
false
true.
ID, FTA, 15 resisting, some VOPs,
Myself in yesterday.
resisting with history locally is back to 10.
I turned myself in yesterday whenever I found out about all this.
Okay. Bond set at 15,000, the conspiracy, 5,000 introduction. Court date's going to be September the 18th at 9 o'clock with random UAs.
Thank you.
It's up to your right to the T. Next. Red X, state your name.
Victoria Curtis.
Ms. Curtis, you're for the court charge of failing to appear on a domestic violence battery charge. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
Yeah, I understand you've been given
Yes.
copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Yes.
Based on your application, I find that you do qualify.
Me too,
Go
Kyle.
ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. Any question about that?
No, sir.
All right, your bond's been set at 5,000. Your court date is August the 25th at 8:30. No contact.
Is there
Is there any way that this bond, I can't. And I promise I'll be in court. I promise I will be in court, but there's no way I'm gonna be able to pay that. And I really, really would like to be out there.
Is this the one? I think this is the one.
It was, you let me out on pre-trial, but I didn't read the paperwork.
I let you out on pre-trial and you didn't show up in court?
No, I didn't make it there the next day. I've had a lot going on. Like, I have a mother and a father that are both disabled, living in a separate house. I'm not receiving any income whatsoever. Like, I get no assistance from the government. I'm from Georgia and I'm trying to figure it out. And I want to know exactly where to go in Florida to
Go
get
back to Georgia.
No, you really want me to? Instead of to the career source of Gulf Coast in Florida?
I really do, actually, truth be known. Yeah, if you're gonna come down here and commit crimes, I really want you to go back to Georgia.
I'm not, sir, I'm not, I'm sorry.
Okay, I let you out on pre-trial release. No, wait. I let you out on pre-trial release.
Can we try one more time? I promise I won't let you down. I'm not running anymore.
I don't even.
He did.
One time.
Can we reduce my bond a little? So maybe it's only $250 out of bonds.
But I'm not going to.
Please.
No, I'll see you Friday.
Oh, you can sign it.
Friday?
Yeah. August 25th, Friday.
I think that was earlier. Maybe. Yes.
That's a real. State your name.
You know,
these are true
I
facts.
enjoy my life as much as I do.
These are true facts right here. She probably can't go back to Georgia because she's been kicked out of Fulton County.
Ms. O'Neill, you're fully court on a failure to pay fine for a petty theft, possession of meth, and possession of paraphernalia. Do you understand those charges? I understand you've been given copies of paperwork advised of your rights. Is that true, ma'am? Did you say yes while you're meeting?
Well, somebody popped the door, so we gotta take care of that.
No.
Just want to ask you a question.
She can't. All right, Ms. O'Neill, on the failure to pay fine, you've been ordered to serve 25 days in the Bay County Jail, but you may be released upon payment of $350. I'm sorry, 15 days. My eyesight is getting terrible. 15 days in the Bay County Jail, but you may purge out upon payment of $350. On the possession of meth, your bond's $5,000. On the paraphernalia, $1,000. The court date's gonna be October the 2nd at 9 o'clock with random UAs. Good luck, Ms. O'Neill.
Right, step to your right. Wilson.
Oh, it's a cut. It must be an
Step on the
interesting
X.
one.
I expected,
State your name.
for some reason, I expect a volleyball to walk in. Wilson, you're fully court charged with possession of paraphernalia. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
Why would I do that?
Hopefully they
This start off
don't
as
make a big fuss about it. But that's always how I've seen it. The people that are well connected, they either be.
somebody needs to mute their
Sorry.
audio. Was it a filter? Ms. Wilson, you were offered diversion at one point?
Actually, I had this all handled. I had paid it. I had did a class on it, and I have the documents stating everything is done. I don't know why I'm here. I don't know. I got this done about a year ago. I paid everything. I did everything. I really don't know why.
Yeah, it's showing that it started off as a diversion case. And so they put you back on the docket when they didn't get proof of something being completed. Are you gonna be in town till Friday?
Yeah, I got a newborn baby. So
Are you gonna be here?
I stay down here. I was
Okay.
living in Texas. So
Okay. So if I release you on your own recognizance, you can show up on Friday morning and figure this out?
yes, sir, definitely.
ROR.
I have one question.
Shoot.
So what about if I get the
ROR.
information saying I paid and did the online?
I love how he said that. ROR.
You completed the diversion program, they can drop it on Friday, okay? But you gotta be able to show them that you did the class, the hours, or paid whatever you had to pay. I don't know. That's a contract between you and the state.
That's my fault. I edited.
Just bring everything you've got in with you on Friday morning,
Yes, sir, I got it all.
August 25th at 8:30.
Okay, thank you.
No, step over and sign where that light is.
Ms. Farr, you're for the court charged with grand theft. You understand the charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find you do qualify for the services of the Public Defender's Office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the Public Defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy, criminal history on Ms. Farr?
She shows no history.
Ms. Farr, will release you on what's called pretrial release. You need to report to the pretrial release office before 9 o'clock tomorrow. They're going to process you out today. Your court date's going to be September the 28th at 9 o'clock. No contact with the alleged victim. Listen to me. Those people at pretrial release are very friendly. They are. They're nice. But they are not your friends. So do what they say, okay?
Yes, sir.
Because I can guarantee you, if you don't follow the rules of pretrial release, your circuit judge is going to revoke bond or release and hold you. And I know you didn't enjoy last night.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Step to your right to the T.
Hey, K-Bark, to your question, and Northwest or some of the other people in here might be able to correct me if I'm wrong on this, but everything you're seeing right here is a matter of public record, right? So you could just as easily, well, I mean, they do it live for a reason. But you can walk into the gallery and see these live if you were in Florida, for example. So, but everything here is a matter of public record. Yeah, when you get arrested, your information about those charges is a matter of public record. It can be published like in a newspaper. Around my area, there's a lot of these little zines that publish like all of the mug shots for the week and what the people were charged with and that type of stuff. And there's lots of that type of stuff out there. And this is kind of a spin on that. You got to keep in mind that this is a lot of what you're seeing here. These are first appearances. So all of these people are presumed innocent until they either plead guilty or, some of these people actually come through and they just plead guilty right here, right now. But whatever. So, all the standard things apply. The one thing I have learned that's really interesting that I like watching is like the judges, when they're considering bond, have to suspend the idea of innocent until proven guilty. Just for purposes of setting bond, they set bond on the presumption of guilt, simply to ensure that you will, it's a lien against your personal belongings to ensure that you will be present for the next hearing. So whether that means you stay in jail because you can't make bond, or you put up some type of percentage and then you come back. That's just kind of the way I see it. But yeah, that's what we're watching. It's just these are all of these people are technically innocent, right? Unless they actually say I'm guilty. Let's just get this over with. Those people are admitting guilt, right? And there's plenty of those in here. I have edited this docket up. This is a highlights reel. That's the reason I'm calling it Van's Lightning Docket. So there was a whole lot of chum in there, a whole lot of DUIs and all that type of stuff. And I mean, this is if y'all haven't figured it out, this is Bay County, Florida. That is Panama City. So he's basically handling, I mean, in my mind, this is the beach crowd. These are the motherfuckers who are out. Oh, excuse me. I didn't mean to cuss there. But these are the people who are out next to Club La Vila causing problems down on the strip in the middle of the week. And yeah, so what's going on here? Y'all ready to get back started? So yeah, that makes sense to you, K-Bark? Good. Did I get that right? Did that all sound? Did it at least sound legitimate? Even if I'm wrong, did it sound like I would be right? Yeah, let's roll the tape.
Red X, sir. Here you go. State your name.
Thank you for the affirmation, Nora. I need it.
Say your name.
Beneficiary Joshua Martin.
Mr. Martin, you're for the court charge of domestic violence battery by strangulation. You understand the charge?
I do not.
You don't understand it?
I do not understand the charge.
Okay, well, did they give you copies of paperwork?
Yes, I received paperwork.
Can you read?
I can read.
Have you read it?
Do I comprehend charge.
Okay. Notice that I asked you if you understood the charges. I did not ask if you agreed with them.
I comprehend the charges.
Okay, that's all I'm really here for today. I understand you've been given copies of paperwork, advised of your rights. You've said that you don't want a public defender. Is that the case?
At the moment, yes, that's the case.
Okay. You have an option of hiring your own attorney or represent yourself. You also have an option at a later time, if you choose to reapply for the public defender's office. Deputy, criminal history?
Got him on bond for ag bat with deadly weapon.
Color me shocked. You got a case number?
23, 24, 31.
Color me shocked.
No, he's not gonna have to worry about it. All right, Mr. Marchand, on the domestic violence battery by strangulation, bond is $50,000. No contact with the alleged victim. Court date's going to be September the 5th at 9 o'clock. In case 23, 24, 31, I'm revoking your release. Good luck, sir.
Step to your right to the T.
Mr. Hyatt, you're for the court charge of trespass. You understand that charge?
Yes, sir.
I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true, sir?
Yes, sir.
Based on your application, I find you do qualify for the services of the public defender's office. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. Any question about that?
No, sir.
Deputy, criminal history on Mr. Hyatt?
Just got out for the same thing last week.
At the same place, right?
I think so. Yo, you remember too, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Waffle House. You can't go back to the Waffle House, Mr. Hyatt. They don't want you there. Bond said at $10,000. You're doing right now. You are doing life 3 days at a time. Court date's going to be August the 25th at 8:30. Good luck, sir.
Let's step to your right to the T.
Right now, you're doing life in jail 3 days at a time.
Brian. Scattered, covered, and chunk. That's the order. Double. Scattered, covered, and chunk.
Jake, Red X.
You now know how Judge Van likes his hash browns at Waffle House.
State your name.
You're welcome.
Name. Your name.
Mr. Jenkins, you're for the court charge of possession of cocaine and possession of paraphernalia. Do you understand those charges, sir?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Jenkins, I understand you've been given copies of paperwork and advised of your rights. Is that true?
Beg your pardon?
You've been advised of your rights today?
Yes, sir.
You've got a copy of your paperwork in your hands?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Based on your application, I find you do qualify. I'm going to go ahead and appoint the public defender to represent you. So you have an attorney now. I just appointed one for you.
Yes, sir. I seen him on the screen.
Okay, that's him. Deputy, criminal history on Mr. Jenkins?
Nothing since 15 out of Georgia, and that was a petty theft.
Mr. Jenkins, you reside in Bonifay now? Do you reside in Bonifay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right.
We've been there in November.
Okay. Mr. Jenkins, I'm going to release you in what's called pretrial release. I need you to report to the pretrial release office here in Panama by 9 o'clock tomorrow, okay?
All right.
Your court date's gonna be September the 28th. at
Y'all
9
hear this
o'clock.
guy?
You can call in. So
Was
you
in
don't have to
possession
come
of
back and
cocaine?
forth with Bonifay, okay?
All right.
But show up in person the first morning.
All right, is there any way I can get back to Bonifay from down here?
Well, I don't, how'd you get down here from Bonifay? Do you have a car?
Yes, sir, they impounded it.
Okay, well, are you gonna be able to get it out of impound?
Not until the 3rd, when I get paid.
You got somebody you can call to come get you from Bonifay?
No, sir, I don't have anybody's phone numbers.
Have you got a phone in evidence? Did they take a phone into custody with you?
Yes, sir.
They will process you out with that phone. Has that phone got some numbers in it that you can call?
Really don't think so.
I hope so. I can't really get you back to Bonifay from Bay County. That's not really our department.
Right.
But you need to let them know when you get processed out, you need to let them know that you need some assistance, maybe getting your transport.
All right, sir.
Good luck to you, sir.
All right,
Step
thank you,
over and
sir.
sign where that light is right there. Next.
Can you hear me?
I can.
There's an argument to be made that the older you are, the more right you have to do harder core drugs. There's an argument to be made there. Say it. This is the one, guys.
Hi there. So are you, is it Mohammed Idris?
The trustee. I'm the trustee. The trustee of the person is here, and all the beneficiaries have been already named.
Okay, so I'm looking for Mohammed Idris. If you're not him, you're free to go. We'll issue a warrant for him.
I am the trustee of the person.
So, okay, I'm not sure what that means. You're gonna have to explain that to me. I mean, I know what a trustee is. You know, when you have a trustee over as a person, that's someone who governs their affairs if they're not able to manage their own. Generally, people aren't trustees for themselves. And so that's why, you know, and if you're, I'm not sure exactly what that means. And you're gonna have to explain that to me.
What I mean
Like
by
I say,
the
if you're, I'm sorry?
What I'm saying is the trustee of the person is here, and all the beneficiaries are already been named. And it's on a trust, and that trust is private.
Okay, do you have a name?
Because you are claiming that you are the trustee, or the prosecutor is claiming to be the trustee. And
that is not the answer to his question in any way.
Beneficiaries.
So, okay, I'm going to stop you there for a second because I'm not claiming that. No, you can't finish. When you say you are claiming to be something that I'm not doing, no, I'm not going to say that because that's not true. I'm not claiming to be anything other than the judge in Thurston County District Court who's on this calendar. So I'm not the trustee of anybody.
Well, you're here to come after my personal trust, correct?
No. Why would you think that?
No.
I object being a trustor.
What?
Okay. Well, you're not one.
What does that even mean? Is that a word?
I'm just trying to find out who you are.
Somebody fact check this. Is trustor even a word?
Can't get any clearer when I said the trustee of the person is here.
Okay. Is the person here? You're not going to answer that.
The trustee of the person is here.
Okay.
And the beneficiaries have already been named. Is on a trust, and it's private, and my trust is private.
Okay.
I have been
What's
fact
the state's
checked.
position on where this case is headed? And then I can come back and speak with
Your Honor, if
who I,
Mohammed-
I assume the trustee of the person is the person named as Muhammad Idris. And so, but let me hear from you what the state's position, I mean, these cases look like there's a fraction of failure to control a traffic device. There's a special fuel trip permit. And then there's a failure to comply charge.
Yes.
So what's the state's position on where we're going from here?
If Mohammed Idris is not present, the state would ask for a warrant.
Muhammad Idris is he's,
if we're
I'm
going
going to
to
consider him present based on his verbiage. I know he's operating under a lot of false premises, but that's kind of on him. So,
Right.
but I mean, what is the state where we're at here? If the state wants to go to trial on this case, we'll set it for trial and then,
The
okay,
state would ask the court to set dates.
Okay.
Within speedy trial, the state also would like to clarify whether Mohammed Idris is intending to go pro se or if he will have counsel at trial.
he looks like he was, okay. So I'm going to speak here for just a minute and I'm going to kind of tell you where we are with this. And then we'll go from there. So, you know, you said a lot of things already that just simply are not correct. And here's where you're at right now. All right. And so you've been charged. There's 3 things at issue here. There's 2 statutes that are alleged to have been violated: violation of a special fuel trip permit, violation of vehicle operator refusing to comply with an officer. And those are both, I think, simple misdemeanors, which carry with them maximum penalties of 90 days in jail and a $1,000 fine. Pleas of not guilty have been entered. And then these cases, they're both criminal cases. And what happens is they either resolve through some sort of plea or some sort of agreement, or they proceed to a jury trial. And now, if it goes to, since they are criminal cases, it's headed to a jury trial, you're entitled to be represented by an attorney. Look like a previous judge had already ruled that.
I agree with that. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Are you going to represent as the trustee of the person of Muhammad Idris, going to be present to contest the criminal charges against the named Muhammad Idris? Are you going to do that yourself, or do you want to have an attorney appointed to represent? I can screen you for court-appointed counsel, or you can hire an attorney to represent yourself.
Do I have a standing to speak?
Yes.
Okay, I object to what the prosecutor has said.
Okay.
And I'm standing on, I am. Like
you're standing on what?
The trustee of the person is here, and the beneficiaries have already been named.
Okay.
It's not a trust and it's private.
Okay.
And I object to the prosecutor saying that representing myself, I object to that. I object to being the trustor. And I'm not here to give out gifts, reducing the public law or the public debt. Because I'm brought in as a trustor to give out gifts, and turn around, and what the court is doing is coming after me for the commercial promise. So for that reason, I am the trustee. I'm standing on that position.
All right.
And I'm not here to give out any gifts.
Okay. No one's here for any gifts.
So I object to that. The trustee of the person is here.
What?
And all the beneficiaries, or the beneficiaries already been named.
I'm the trustee of all the beneficiaries.
And I'm not talking about the beneficiaries.
All the beneficiaries. I'm the trustee of all of them.
When you talk about the beneficiaries, I don't have a clue as to what you're talking about.
Nobody does.
I don't even know what that means. I'm trying to figure out, where we're going to go from here. And I have an idea, But in a minute, I'm gonna take up some of these. I'm gonna take some of these other cases, and then I'll come back to you. But
I'm the only witness on the case, correct?
no, you're not. That's not correct.
He has no clue what's going on. He just doesn't even know what's going on. I mean, he has no clue, like
Mr. Newcomb,
why he is even
you
here.
can mute up there, Mr. Idris, and then I'll come back to you here in just a minute. And you can go off camera, but don't leave the Zoom call just yet, because this is going to take some time. I'm going to take care of some of these other cases first. Mr. Newcomb, is your case ready? I don't hear him. And then Ms. Lazarek.
Your Honor, we'll be doing a change of plea today, but I'm just waiting for my client to log on.
All right.
We'll do some fancy editing right here. Cut. Come on, do it. All
right. So you can come back on the, you can come off the Zoom call there. Mr. Idris, you can come back off of mute. You can come back onto the Zoom call.
That was actually so good, I didn't even notice it.
So here's where we're at here. And I started talking about, and again, at this time, I don't want to hear anything about the trustee and the named or unnamed beneficiaries. My only question is, do you want to have an attorney appointed to be involved and help you with this case?
I would say yes to this. I would say yes.
And that's a yes or no question.
The trustee of the person is here, and the beneficiaries have been already named. And I'm asking for the court to dismiss this case because I put myself in the position of a trustee.
Okay. The request to dismiss the case will be denied. I'm telling you that. And I'm going to ask my question again. Do you want an attorney appointed to represent you, or are you going to go it alone?
How can somebody represent me when I'm the trustee?
Okay.
And the beneficiaries have already been named?
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, ladies and gentlemen.
Why do you think that?
What does it have to do with thinking?
Yeah, that's a good question. Well, I mean, you're just telling me that, well, I've named the trustee and the beneficiaries are named who haven't been named to me. So I don't know who they are, and they're really not interested. I mean, if life were that easy, anybody could do that in any criminal charge. Anybody get charged with anything? Well, I'll just name myself the trustee of the person and name some beneficiaries, then you're off the hook. You know, things just don't work that way.
How come they don't do it?
And so in terms of, you know, at some point on the, there was a scene where you were contacted by a law enforcement officer, or maybe even more than one. They identified some charges or some statutes you were not complying with, including, you know, the special field trip permit, and you refused to comply with the officers and things of that sort. So they refer that to the prosecutor's office. They're charging a crime. And I've told you what those two crimes are. And now, again, these cases either resolve, and if you've been on the Zoom call, which I think you have for a while, you've seen some of these cases resolve, or they go for a jury trial. And again, you've seen all these other attorneys who represent these folks. I mean, if they could make these cases go away simply by naming someone as a trustee or naming the charged person as a trustee, I mean, shoot, they'd all do it. And then nobody could ever be prosecuted for anything. So that's why I'm wondering why you think that. And now I'm losing my voice, but it'll come back, I promise. So if you're going to keep just
go ahead.
I mean, if you're just going to keep repeating that to me, then not much of a choice other than we'll just set this to a jury trial and then you can repeat that to the jury and see how that turns out. But I don't really have much of a choice here right now.
I object. Isn't the prosecutor supposed to be speaking and ruling between me and the prosecutor?
Say that again. I didn't understand that.
Did that make any sense to anyone?
Would you please repeat that?
Can you repeat the nonsense that came out of your mouth? You don't even know what you said.
The prosecutor is not saying anything. Why is the prosecutor silent?
Well, because part of my job is trying to identify who's here. And then the prosecutor did say that they want to figure out whether you're either representing yourself or you want an attorney. And so that started the conversation between me and you as to whether or not you want an attorney or not. And I frankly, I still haven't gotten an answer. When I ask you that question, you just go back to restating yourself as the trustee of the person of Mohammed Idris, and then the beneficiaries have been named. So I want to get through that hurdle. And then, I have some responsibility to do some things here before we really hear from the prosecutor. Prosecutor will, I suppose, if this case goes to jury trial, they'll do that. They can negotiate with you some sort of resolution to the problem if you wish to do that. I can set this over for a period of time to give you an opportunity to do that. But and again, you still haven't even admitted that you're the person who was pulled over by the police officers on that day. So, I mean, we kind of have to get through some of these preliminary hurdles before we can get to that.
The trustee of the person is here, and the beneficiaries have already been named.
You have said.
The beneficiaries have already been named.
All right. Do you understand that the prosecutor is an attorney who's passed the bar, practiced law in the state of Washington, appears here fairly regularly, and knows the rules of evidence and criminal procedure, and quite familiar with them, given that that's what their job is?
I object to being the trustor.
Okay. Do you understand what a prosecutor's job is?
I object to being the trustor.
No clue. No clue.
All right. You can go ahead and mute back up. You can stop your camera, and then all right, Mr. Idris, you can come back on the Zoom call, please. Activate your camera. So I'm just going to talk for a few minutes, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do here, going from here.
Yeah, I like how the judges, at least this judge,
your first appearance on these cases was on July 17th.
Is very much like, you're going to waste my time.
Speedy trial runs.
I'm going to waste your time.
Right now, October 15th, 2023. So you are charged, as you looks like you were in front of a pro tem back on July 17th. You're charged, right there, with 2 crimes, and there's 1 infraction. Pleas of not guilty will be entered. Anytime anyone's ever charged with a crime, they have a number of rights. You have the right to be represented by an attorney, which I've talked about. You also have the right to go to trial and call witnesses and so forth. And so, just let me finish, please. Don't interrupt me. I know what you're about to say, but I'm going to talk for a while here. So just please don't interrupt me. At the end of it, then you can say what you're going to say. All right.
My apologies.
So this case has started. This case is headed towards trial, apparently. And if my voice holds out. The trial is going to take place someday before October 15th. You have the right to an attorney, as I said. You also have the right to represent yourself. If you choose to represent yourself, I just want to advise you that you would be at a serious disadvantage. The prosecutor, as I tried to explain earlier, is a trained attorney, been through law school, been practicing law for a while, well-trained, well-versed in the rules of evidence, well-trained, well-versed in the rules of criminal procedure, been through jury trials before, they know how to conduct them. And so if you were to represent yourself, you would be at a huge disadvantage. It would be to your great advantage to have an attorney appointed, or you can hire an attorney to represent you. But as I said before, you do have the right to represent yourself. And normally you go through some sort of conversation with folks. I've been doing this job for a number of years now. I've had several people represent themselves. Normally there's a conversation I've had with people about asking them that they're aware that if they represent themselves, they'd be at a disadvantage. I tried to engage in that discussion with you. You just kind of reverted back to repeating that you're the trustee of the person and the beneficiaries and the name, so forth. But rather than go through the question and answer portion, I'm just going to tell you that's where we're at. So we're going to set this case. We're going to do two things here today. We're going to set the case for trial. You're going to get notice in the mail of that. You're also going to set, I'm going to set a status hearing or a pretrial hearing in about 3 weeks. And then somebody else, maybe it'll be me, will probably try and go through all this again. But I'm going to tell you some things that, you said you object to this and you object to that, and you're free to object to anything you want. But I have the ability to either overrule the objection, which means, turn down your objection, or sustain your objection. And I'm having trouble actually understanding what your objections are. And so, and again, I'm going to lay out some of what's going to happen at trial if it goes that far. In a trial, they have a group of citizens come in, both the attorney and defense attorney or the person represent themselves, and the prosecutor has an opportunity to question them, talk about the issues that might come up in the case. Then they can eliminate who they don't want on the jury. And then 6, you will end up on a jury, and then the state will present their case.
I already feel like he's explaining way too much right now.
You on your own behalf, or you as the trustee of the person, can present your case or explain to the jury why you think you should be found not guilty of what you're charged with. And so in the grand scheme of things, frankly, the charges that you're charged with are not far from the most serious that we see around here. They're not. But they are crimes, and they are in their own way serious. And so I don't know whether anything I've said has made any impression on you at all. But that's what's going to happen here today. And if you wish to, so this case is headed for trial. And like I say, we'll do sometime before October 15th, but we're going to do a intervening, and I'll tell you when that is. Why don't you set just a status pretrial for like about 3 weeks, and you can think about what's going on here. You can think if you want to take some alternative place. If you want to just come to court and keep repeating the same thing to me when you get in front of a jury, you keep repeating that same thing to somebody else. I suppose there's no way I can stop you of doing that, but I'm just trying to enlighten you on what's going to happen. And some of your objections you talk about. See, that's the advantage the attorneys have. The attorneys know when objections are well-founded and when they're not. And I kind of get the sense from you that you really don't have a complete or accurate idea of what this is all about and what's happening. And so I tried to spend some time explaining that to you as best I could. And I guess I told you I'd let you speak, or hinted that I would let you speak. I'll go ahead and tell you. Do you have any response or any thoughts on this, or would you understand this is going to trial, or go ahead? I've said what I'm going to say. I'll turn things over to you.
Do you understand this is going to trial?
Any response to any of that?
Again, I object. I'm standing at what I said.
Okay. And what specifically do you object to? Just so I can create a record, so I'll make a ruling on your objection. What are you objecting to?
I'm objecting to everything you're saying. It's a hearsay. It's a assumption, a presumption, is a tacit agreement. It has nothing to do with the facts. That's why I'm the trustee. It has it has everything to do with the trust law. The trustee of the person is here, and the beneficiaries have already been named. That's why I have a trust, and my trust is private, and I don't see your trust. And in the trust that you have, the trust that the prosecutor has named you as the trustee. That's why you keep asking the prosecutor what they want to do, because they named you the trustee.
What?
And you guys brought me into court to bear gift, to give out gifts.
What?
And I'm not here to give out any gifts.
Right.
I'm here to object to giving out any gifts. That's supposed to reduce the public debt. Am I wrong?
Yes. Yes, you are. And that's frankly, that's kind of the sad thing, because I'm really not sure completely of what you're saying, but a lot of the things you just said are quite simply not true. And I asked the prosecutor where they wanted to go in the case, because they file the cases, they choose to go forward. Sometimes, as you've seen today, if you've been paying attention, the prosecutor said, "No, Your Honor, we're going to dismiss this."
He has not been paying attention.
I dismiss it. So I asked the prosecutor.
All.
They filed the case.
Not at all.
With this case, they said they want to go forward, which brought about this conversation that we've been having. And that's just one example of one of the things you're wrong about in terms of this whole trustee thing. I don't know what that means to you, but I have an idea of what a trustee and is and things of that sort. And I don't have a trust. I'm not anybody's trustor or trustee. In this court, neither is the prosecutor. And so when you say, am I wrong? The short answer to that is yeah. And unfortunately, and I'm taking some time to try and explain it to you, but I just don't feel like I'm breaking through. But to answer your question, am I wrong? Yes, you're wrong about a number of things, which is really unfortunate that I can't explain that to you or make that clear to you.
What's your evidence? Evidence is clarity.
I'm sorry?
What's your evidence that I'm wrong?
Well, I mean,
conjunction, junction, what's your function?
Other than me just telling you that I'm not a trustee, I can't prove something doesn't exist. I mean, there is no trust. There's nothing else. And I have no documents that saying there's not one, and I don't have any there is no document saying that there is one. And so again, that's on that
Schoolhouse rocks, man. It's Schoolhouse rocks.
So you're not coming after my personal trust?
No.
So personal
again,
trust
I'm not
doesn't
sure.
exist?
Well, let me rephrase. I'm not sure what that means. Again, you're charged with a crime. That crime needs to be resolved, or either through trial or resolution of some kind. And so in terms of coming after your personal trust, and by the way, I'm not the one who filed the charges. That was done by the prosecutor and all of that. And so what they're trying to do, I think, and I don't know this for sure, and I'm just trying to do this by way of explanation, not because I'm on anyone's side. It's their responsibility. They're bringing the charge. It's their responsibility to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt. It's
I don't think the camera could be as stationary as it is right now if he were actually driving.
Or that there reasonable doubt exists as the charge was ever committed. That's what this is about. This whole trust thing, I think you're just going down a way that's really doesn't have any relevance to what's happening here. And I've tried to explain that to you, and I'm more than willing to continue. We can't go at it all afternoon, but I'm trying to make this as clear as I can to you. But again, it's unfortunate. It's
a light source next to his head right here is stationary too. I would expect to see shadows blocking the light source.
In a minute. So I guess we'll set it for status hearing. We'll set trial dates, and then we'll just go from there.
As that.
Your Honor, based on this conversation, the state has concerns about the defendant's competency.
Yeah, we're not going to go down that route right now.
Yeah, we have called
You can raise
competency
that,
into
but
question.
I'm not denying that without prejudice, but at this time, we're not. For one thing, as you well know, given the nature of the charges, And given the schedule, this case will drag everything on we'll be here for the next couple of years. And at this point, I'm not prepared to do that. So you can bring this up again if you wish, but for right now, we're not going to go there. And do you understand what the state just said to me and what I turned them down for? Again, that's a
No.
yes or no question.
Just say no.
The representative from the state, the prosecutor, she just said something to me. And I said, no, we're not doing that now. She made a request of me. And so do you know what that request was?
I am the trustee and the beneficiaries have been already named. So.
All right. Did you consent discovery?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, I understand why. I understand why.
That's how I feel.
All right, so what's 3 weeks? What's 3 weeks from today? When's the trial date? We're going to reset this to September 13th. Put it at the end of the calendar.
Okay.
What time?
2:30.
At 2:30. That'll be your next court date. You're free to go. Mr. Fugate, are you back?
I am, Your Honor.
So you fell off somehow.
My case is far less interesting than.
I'm sorry?
So my case is far less interesting than your prior case.
Your client was here, and then when you dropped off, I told her she could go.
All right, guys. That's all I got. That's my whole bag. That was the whole production. All the videos, I had my little playlist. It's been fun. It's been fun as hell. Can't believe I'm actually at 1,000 subbies. I just to respond to some postulation that was going on about monetization earlier. I am trying out the monetization thing on my my regular videos. I'm doing the post and pre-roll, but I told it to stay away from mid-roll. So fingers crossed it doesn't mess with mid-roll. So if you see any craziness, I'm perfectly willing to turn that off. I'm just messing around with it. It's nothing. I'm not trying to make a bunch of money on it. I mean, hey, if I make a bunch of money on it, there's nothing wrong with that, right? But I mean, not I'm hobbying. I'm pressing buttons and seeing what stuff does, right? So, but live streams, I don't really have any plans on monetizing live streams or anything. They're like bonus streams and hey, let's all hang out and do fun stuff together. That type. Oh wow, yeah. Well, I think I get some type of bonus now for people who watch that have premium. So thank you for paying for premium and watching the content. That always helps out too. So, but yeah, thank you for coming out and thank everybody for being a subscriber. Because I know all the chatters here are subscribers. I'm Lone Wolf Usul. I'm going to my end screen because I'm cheesy like that. And I have an end screen that does this type of stuff. And I really should have this all over here. So, hey guys. I'll talk to y'all in the Discord chat at some point. And, oh, hey, actually, can I ask y'all a question before we leave? I'm actually going to be streaming tomorrow night. I think, wait, that's not the right one. I think I was gonna do some Yawn. I think I was gonna watch like Best of Yawn tomorrow night. I'd maybe do like an hour live stream. Get caught up on the Yawn situation. Just FYI. But do you think it'll kill people's soul? I do live stream gaming every once in a while where I like play ESO, and I'm probably gonna play Starfield when it comes out. Do you think that'll kill people's soul if I have the live stream here on my YouTube also? Is that a no-no? I don't know. Does anybody have an opinion on that? Oh, well, see, this was unexpected because of the whole, like, I didn't expect I'd be at like 1,000. I figure like isn't it like a streamer law of some description that you have to have like a special stream when you hit 1K, and then like it's like 1K, 3K, 5K, 10K, whatever. I mean, you got to do special things, right? I've got to try and be as cheesy as possible. If I'm not trying to be as cheesy as possible, then I mean, I shouldn't be in front of the camera either, let's be honest. The gaming stuff, if you see it, you can feel free to just skip it because, I mean, like, that's mainly for my gaming. Like, I play with guilds, or I play with a guild. Actually, I play with more than one guild. But, you know, I have some gaming friends, and they like to tune in and just see what's going on in Xbox Land. It's all strictly old person Xbox gaming, all it is. Ignore it if you don't want to watch it, please. It may be happening and just unlisted on the channel in a playlist, so it can be found by my gaming friends. I haven't really figured out how I'm going to do it yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it. I don't know. I'm playing all this by ear. Anyway, we're done watching videos. You don't need to listen to me ramble on. I was on the end screen earlier. That's what this is. So, yeah. Hey, thanks for coming by. Oh, he's here. He's here. I haven't, he hasn't been around to where I could actually grab him. Meow. Oh, God. Hold on. I'll show you something. Alexa, reset living room. Oh, that's fun. I don't know if you'll be able to see him. But see right here on the second level of that table right there. That's the four-legged stream boss. That's him. Right there. He's watching. He's scoping. He's planning. Soon, he will attack. There'll be nothing I can do about it. But, yes, he's directing from the other corner of the room over there. And, yeah. So, that's a thing. Welcome to my living room, ladies and gentlemen. This is what it looks like when it's not in stream mode. I do have regular lighting. All right. Good night, everybody. It's fun. It's been fun as hell. Thank you for contributing to the 1,000 subscribers. Yes, the kitty. The kitty was there. And my thing stopped working for some reason. But in any case, yay. Y'all have a good night. Peace out. I'm Lone Wolf. I'll see you tomorrow night, next time, whenever. Later. Thank you, Not a Brat.